الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وإيمانا وفقها في الدين اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وتجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا رب العالمين. We started with the second hadith in our previous lesson. Who wants to read the hadith? Okay.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن عمر رضي الله عنه أيضا قال: بينما نحن جلوس عند رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ذات يوم إذ طلع علينا رجل شديد بياض الثياب شديد سواد الشعر لا يرى عليه أثر السفر ولا يعرفه منا أحد حتى جلس إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأسند ركبتيه إلى ركبتيه ووضع كفيه على فخذيه وقال: يا محمد أخبرني عن الإسلام. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: الإسلام أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصوم رمضان وتحج البيت إن استطعت إليه سبيلا. قال: صدقت. فأجبنا له يسأله ويصدقه. قال: فأخبرني عن الإيمان. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: الإيمان أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر وتؤمن بالقدر خيره وشره.
قال صدقت. Okay, so that's where we paused on فعجبنا له يسأله ويصدقه. Okay, so today we continue from قال فأخبرني عن الإيمان. And then the man said to the Prophet, أخبرني عن الإيمان. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, الإيمان أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر وتؤمن بالقدر خيره وشره. قال صدقت. So the man asked the Prophet the second question and said أخبرني عن الإيمان. Tell me something about faith. Tell me something about Iman. So Iman, this is the second level in Islam. So the first level or the first rank is what? Islam. The second is Iman, and the third is Ihsan. So that's the second level. So the man is asking about Iman. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, أن تؤمن بالله. To what? To believe in Allah. With Islam, he said, أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. But with Iman, he said, أن تؤمن بالله. So we mentioned also the difference between أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله and أن تؤمن بالله. So we are not going to repeat. So here he said أن تؤمن بالله, to believe in Allah. So what does it mean to believe in Allah? If a person say أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله, hasn't the person believe in Allah? What does it mean to believe in Allah?
To believe in Allah is to believe in His attributes, His attributes, all His names, like He is the greatest, the Almighty, the All-Capable.
Okay, so now, yes, now there are three things. There are certain things that we should keep in mind when we are talking about believing in Allah. So he said, "An tu'mina billah," to believe in Allah, right? So first of all, you first believe in the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His Zat, right? And then also believe in His attribute, and then also His beautiful names. Okay, now His Zat, His essence, you believe in His existence and His essence. You believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the beginning and is the end, right? You believe in His essence, that His existence, every other existence depends on on Allah's existence. Without Allah, nothing will exist. So you believe you believe in that. You believe that Allah's existence is necessary existence, right? Meaning, without Allah, nothing will exist, right? You believe in what you believe in, and then He is the first. There's no one before Allah. There's nothing before Allah. There's no one before Allah, and then there's what? And then there will be nothing after the day of what? The day of judgment, except Allah. So nothing will exist. Nothing existed before Him. He was the first, and then after everything and everyone perish, He will be the one to remain. Okay, so we believe in we believe in His essence. And also in His essence, we believe that there's nothing like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's nothing like Allah in His in His Zat, right? In His essence. There's nothing like compared to Allah. There's nothing like Allah, right? So we believe in we believe in that. So you believe in the essence of Allah, in His existence, that He is unique in His existence. So we all exist, right? And Allah also exists. But our existence is not like Allah's existence, right? Allah's existence is necessary, right? His existence is necessary existence. Meaning, without Him, nothing will exist. But without us, will other things exist? Yes, other things will exist. Because things were in existence before before we came, before we were created, right? So His existence is He's unique, right? In the case that His existence is necessary existence, is the first and then the last. Before Him there's nothing, and there's also nothing compared to Him, right? So we also believe in in His attribute, right? In His attribute, He is He's the creator. He created everyone and everything. We also believe that He maintains and sustains everything. He maintains and sustains everything. We also believe that He knows everything. He knows everything. He's all wise. Nothing escapes Him, right? So all these are His attribute. And anything that has a sign of deficiency, we don't attribute it to we don't attribute it to Allah. To say that Allah knows something and don't know other thing, this is a deficiency. You don't attribute anything to Allah. His existence, He has the perfect existence. He is everything. He is perfect in His everything. And He is also unique, right? He's also unique. So the attribute of creation, no one has the attribute of creation except Allah, because no one can create except Allah. To create is to bring something out of nothing, right? And then no one can do that except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So we believe we believe in we also believe in His attribute. And we also believe in in His beautiful names, that Allah has Allah has many names, right? Some that He has mentioned, some to us, and then some to we don't know, right? So we believe in we believe in these names, and we call Him by these names, right? So this what it means to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and tu'mina billah. So you believe in in these three essentials, right? In His uniqueness of His existence, that His existence is necessary, and then also His unique attribute, and also His beautiful names, right? So This what? And tu'mina billah. Right? And tu'mina billah. And then also, then he said, and tu'mina billah wa malaikatihi. Wa malaikatihi. And also believe in what? In his angels, in Allah's angels. So after you what? You believe in Allah, and then all that you need to what? To believe in. Then you what? You believe in also the angels. Right? And tu'mina wa malaikatihi. Wa an tu'mina bi malaikatihi. So here, an tu'mina billahi wa malaikatihi. So we also what? Believe in what? In angels. So here, how do we believe in angels? And what does it mean to believe what? In angels?
Like, you should believe that they are there.
Okay, you should believe that there's a creature called angels. Okay, is that all?
You should believe in their existence, that's number one. And you should also believe in that they don't go against Allah.
Unless order, right? Unless
Yeah.
command.
And then we should believe in that, like, we can't see them, like, they're different creatures from us.
Yeah.
And in their duties.
Okay. And then also they have different duties.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's it. So we first of all have to believe that there's a creature that Allah has created called angels, malaika, right? And then we also should believe that these angels were created from light, right? We were created from clay, and then also the jinn were created from sparks of what? Fire, and then also the angels were created from light, right? So we believe we believe in that, and we also believe that they exist, and we believe they were created from light. And we also believe that majority of them reside in the heavens, right? Majority of them reside in the heavens. Why did we say majority of them? Because there are many also angels on what? On the earth, with us, on their duties, right? No. They reside. They are in the heavens. That's where they live. That's where they are, the angels. So most of them are in the heavens. They reside there. That's where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them to be, right? And also some of them, their duties are there, and they are currently on their duties. So we believe that. Also, we believe they are creature. Allah created them with wings. They have what? They have wings. And every angel has his wing, or the number of wings that he has, depending on his rank, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has informed us in Surah Al-Fatir that he has, Alhamdulillahi fatir as-samawati wal-ard, ja'il al-malaikati rusulan, uli ajnihatin mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying he has created the angels, and has given some of them two wings, some 3, some 4, and he increases to whom he pleases, right? So meaning we understand that there are some angels with what? With 2 wings, some with 3 wings, some with 4, and some with more than 4 wings. As he said, يَزِيدُ فِي الْخَلْقِ مَا يَشَاءُ. And he increase, meaning feathers to whomever he pleases among the angels. So here, and we also believe that Jibril, there are number of angels that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet they've mentioned their names to us, right? And then also some of their duties. So we know Jibril, right? We know Jibril, we know Mikael. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it. He said, "Man kana aduwwan lillahi wa malaikatihi wa rusulihi wa Jibrila wa Mikaela fa inna Allaha عدو للكافرين. So here he mentioned Malaika, and then from the Malaika he mentioned Jibril and Mikael, right? And then there's also Malakul Maut, right? Right, there's Malakul Maut, and then there's also Israfil, right? There's also Israfil. So all these, they are among the leaders of what, of the angels, and then all of them have what, they have their duties that Allah has assigned to them. So for instance, Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam, he is the messenger among the angels. He's the messenger from the angels, meaning if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to send down a revelation or something, it's Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam who conveys that revelation or that message to the prophet and messenger. So it means that Jibril has visited all the prophet and messengers. So because he's he is there, as Allah said, نزل به روح الأمين على قلبك لتكون من المنذرين. Right. So here, and Ruh al-Amin here, it's Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam. And also, there's also Mikael, right? So Mikael, he's in charge of forming the cloud, right? Forming the cloud and sending down rain. That's also his duty, and he is also in charge of the plants, right? Because there's relation between the rain and the growth of the plant and the life, and then their sustainability, right? So that's also the duty of Mikael, right? And also Israfil is also the angel who blow the trumpet before the awakening starts, before the day of judgment commences, right? He will blow the trumpet, the horn, right? The first horn and then the second horn. So that's Israfil. And then there's also Malakul Maut, also who takes soul and then takes life, right? And also there are also angels that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not mention their names to us, but he mentioned some of their attributes, right? Like 2 angels that are with any one of us here. Every one of us has 2 angels. They take record of everything that we do, the good deeds and then the bad deeds. So one angel will take he takes the record, the good deeds, the record of the good deeds, and then also one takes the record of of the bad deeds. Yeah, Akib and Atid. Yeah, so, and also there are angels that their duty is to go around the earth and then witness or go around the earth and discover where people are worshipping, where people are gathered worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So that's their duty. They go around the earth to check where people are gathered purposefully to worship Allah, to remember Allah and to praise Allah. So that's their duty. They go around there to do that. And then there are also angels that they go around the earth to gather the salutation that the followers of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are evoking on him so that they present it to the Prophet. So every day they present the praises that his followers have praised him to him. So it's that's what they do. They go around the earth and also gather these salutations and then present it to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Right. So these are some of the angels that we know of, and then there are also many angels that the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam has mentioned this. And we also believe that these angels they have the power to change their form, right? To change their form, to appear as a human, in the form of a human being, So Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam, as we said, he visited all the prophets and messengers. And then if there's any news or glad tidings or something, it's Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam who convey to the prophet. So in several occasions, Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam came in what? In the form of a human, right? He came to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam in a form of human. Allah said, هل أتاك حديث ضيف إبراهيم المكرمين إذ دخلوا عليه فقالوا سلام قال سلام قوم منكرون. Right? So this is what this they came to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam as guest, right? And then he served them and then entertained them, but later he got to know that they are not human, but they were angels, right? So that's Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam and some other angels. And Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam also visited Maryam alayhi salatu wasalam, alayha salatu wasalam. So he visited her in a form of what? In a form of human, right? He came in a form of human, and then he used to visit the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam every Ramadan, right? To revise the revealed verses of the Quran. And then this particular verse, he was the one who came in a form of human to question the Prophet, to ask the Prophet all these questions that we are discussing, right? So basically this what we have to, some of the things that we have to believe about the angels, right? And then an tu'mina billah wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi. And we also believe in what? In the books that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed, right? So these books, Allah has mentioned that He has revealed some books to what? So some to some prophets and messengers, right? So He revealed the Torah, the Zabur to Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, and then the Torah to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and Injil to Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, and then the Quran and the Furqan to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And He has given Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam a pamphlet, right? Yeah. So now, how do we believe in these books? How do we believe in these books?
We should believe that.
Allah has revealed it.
Yeah, but we should believe that we shouldn't follow
Should not follow.
those books, but we should believe
We
that.
should believe that Allah has revealed, but we should not follow. Okay.
Yeah, I think we should believe that Allah has revealed certain books before us, before the Quran, like the Injil, Zabur, and then the Torah, the Suhuf, to certain prophets and messengers. So we should believe in those books and respect them, and then yeah, if they have anything in relation to our religion,
Yeah,
we follow.
we follow. Okay.
And try our best to just believe in them.
Okay. So, yeah, to believe in the books is to first believe that Allah has revealed some books, right, to some prophets and messengers, right? As we mentioned, he gave Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam Zabur, and then gave Ibrahim a pamphlet, a booklet, and then revealed to Isa Injil, and then also revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the Quran, right? So we have to believe in what? In all these books, that Allah has revealed some books. But now, the Injil and the Torah, right? The Injil and the Torah, do we still believe that all that is in the Torah is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed? Or what do we do with this? I mean, knowing that there were a lot of changes and then distortions.
I think we have to believe in the Injil, alright, but currently the Injil we have right now, knowing that it has been altered a little bit, I mean, some verses have been changed and other things, we should believe that there may be some words of revelation, I mean some words of Allah, but not entirely, but the entire book of the angel right now, that has been changed. So we can't believe everything in the angel, but we have to believe that okay, yes, there was a book, the original, this one, angel,
book, that
was made, that one, that we believe in now, but this one is altered. So, but there might be some, like I said,
some verses
in the angel, in the Bible, no problem. But we can't believe in all
that is in the book.
That's mean you can't even use it to, do Sharia or.
Okay. Do you agree with him?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that's it. So now, as we said, we believe that Allah has revealed certain books, and then, but now, these books, the Injil and then the Torah, as you mentioned, there's been some changes and then alteration and then distortions in them. But we still believe in what? In the book that yes, Allah, there are some original verses still in the book, right? So we don't condemn the book completely, we don't also accept it what? Completely. But we believe that Allah has revealed what? Allah has revealed a book called Injil to Isa and then a Torah to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Alright, and also what is in the book is not binding on us to what? To follow, right? There are certain things that, so now there are certain verses in these books that we can find its reference in the Quran, right? So that's what we are binding to what? To follow. Right? That's what we are binding to follow. So there are several verses like that in the Quran. Allah referred to it in what? Mention it in the Quran with the reference that is what? It is in the Injil and then the Torah. Okay? So we believe in it. And then, but we don't have to believe in it completely and also what? Work with what is in the Bible. No. Right? We are not binding to what to do that. It's not binding on us to what to do that. So we believe that the Quran has what? Abrogated all that is in what? In Torah and then the Injil and Zabur as well. Except the verses that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the glorious Quran. You get it? Okay. So that's it. And tu'mina billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusuli. And we also believe what? Believe in the prophet and then the angels. The prophet and messengers. So we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent prophets and messengers to both humanity and then the jinn, right? And then also we believe that they were mediating between Allah and then the servant. So Allah convey to his servant what he wants the servants to do through the prophet and then the messengers, right? So now, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send prophet and messengers?
To send message to us.
To send message to us, okay.
Okay, I think the reason why Allah sent messengers and prophets is that, but first let's look at the origin of human beings. I mean, Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, he was a worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So at that time, there was nothing like disobedience, like they didn't disobey Allah other than Shaitan coming to
to deceive him.
Yes. So at that time I think everything was well, everything was good until human beings, I mean from what I know, from the time of prophet Nuh came, some people were there very good in their community, very good, very pious, worshiping Allah, and then so but after their death, then the people saw that they were very good men, so like they have lost very good men. So Shaitan came to their minds that, okay, since you are mourning and crying about this, why don't you create something? I mean, a picture or mold something in the form of that those great people. So that anytime you see them, you
remember
remind you of Allah, so that you can worship Him and then do all these good things and everything. And then they thought and they said, okay, this is a good idea. Then they started, doing that. And from generation to generation, Stan started, continue coming and telling them that this was just change the destiny. This is what your forefathers used to worship, not to direct to Allah, but used to worship. So the upcoming generation started worshiping them as their gods. So, and then because of that, the Tawheed, La ilaha illallah, Tawheed to Allah, it is diminishing. Wearing away. So Allah sent Noah.
Yeah, so we were looking at why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send prophets and messengers. And I mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent prophets and messengers because for them to convey what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us. We mentioned that Allah has endowed human being with what? With reasoning. So this reasoning, it's so powerful to the extent we can look at the creation of Allah, we can look at the universe around us and conclude that yes, there's Allah, there's a creator. But what is the attribute of the creator? Why did the creator created all this, the universe? And why are we here? And why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us? So all these questions we can't answer except through revelation. So it's only revelation that can help us understand these important questions, right? And the wisdom behind these creations. Okay, so that's what we need to. We have to believe. We believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and tu'mina billah wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi wal yawmil akhir, right? So, and then to believe in the day of Qiyamah, that there's a last day, there's a day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather all the creation and then hold them accountable on all that they did, right? So we have to believe that there is a day called as-Sa'ah or al-Qiyamah, al-Waqi'ah. So this day has what? Many names. Al-Qari'ah. So Allah has given it what? Many names, as we know in the glorious Quran. So this day, it will surely happen, right? It will surely come on, and then it will start by what? By the blowing of what? Of the trumpet. Okay, it will start by the blowing of what? Of the trumpet that we mentioned in Iman bil Malaika, that there's an angel called Israfil who blow the trumpet. Then the awakening, the day of Qiyamah, what will start, right? So we believe that yes, there's a day like that. There are many things that will happen in that day, right? So part of the things that will happen on that day is that after Sarafil has blown the trumpet, after blowing the trumpet, everything will perish. Allah said, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَصَعِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا مَنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ ثُمَّ نُفِخَ فِيهِ أُخْرَى فَإِذَا هُمْ قِيَامٌ يَنْظُرُونَ. Right? So when the trumpet is blown, everything in the heavens and the earth will perish, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, everything will perish except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As he also said, كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانْ وَيَبَقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذِي الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. So everything will perish except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So after the first trumpet, everything and everyone will perish. Everything will perish. Then Israfil will blow the trumpet again. Of course, he himself, he will die, and then what? And then Allah will bring him back to life to blow the trumpet, right? So after the second blowing of the trumpet, then everyone will come back to life, right? But between the first blowing of the trumpet and the second blowing of the trumpet is a very long time. It's not just a minute or something, no. And then there will be a heavy rain that will rain between the blowing of the trumpet. And then after that, after the second trumpet, everyone will come to Allah. Allah will resurrect everyone. Then everyone will move towards the field of Qiyamah, right, where the judgment will be. So everyone, both humans and jinn, will be there. We'll all be there naked, barefooted, right? We will be there for so long before the reckoning will start, right?
How many years for
No, for the field of Qiyamah, there's no, the report did not mention how long we'll be there, but he mentioned that people will be there for so long, right? People will be there for so long and the sun will come close, right? So people will say that, I mean, we've been here for so long, and then they wish that Allah will start the judgment. So they will go to some prophet and messengers to intercede. I mean, people will go to some prophet and messengers for them to intercede with Allah to start the judgment. This is just to start the judgment, right? So they will go to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and plead with him to intercede for the judgment to start. And Adam will say, Nafsi, Nafsi, نهيت عن الشجرة فأكلت نهيت عن الشجرة فأكلت نفسي نفسي اذهبوا إلى نوح. And then he will say that, no, Allah has forbidden eating from the tree, and then I ate. So I'm on my own, I'm concerned with myself. Go to Noah. They will go to Noah and tell him that, no, Anta awwalur rusul. وسماك الله عبدا شكورا أما ترى ما نحن فيه اشفع لنا إلى ربك. And then he will say nafsi nafsi, right? He will say that Allah has given him a chance to pray, I mean one supplication to pray, and then he prayed against his people. So because of that, he is concerned with himself. They should go to Isa alayhi salatu. They should go to Ibrahim. So they will go to Ibrahim, and Ibrahim will also say, Nafsi, Nafsi, inni kadhabtu thalatha kadhabat. Right? I lied 3 times, and then I fear Allah, I'm concerned with myself. Go to Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. And then Isa, people will come to Isa and plead with him. Allah created you from his soul, and then all that they will I mention all his qualities, and then they will tell him, أما ترى ما نحن فيه اشفع لنا إلى رب. Then he will say نفسي نفسي. He will not mention anything, right? Is Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Isa will not mention anything.
But those who are saying, like, people call me Allah and I am my mother, Allah, or
No, he did not say that. In this report, he did not mention anything. Yeah, he did not mention anything. That will be when on the field of Qiyamah, but this will be during the reckoning. Allah will ask him all this. أَأَنْتَ قُلْتَ لِلنَّاسِ اتَّخِذُونِي وَأُمِّيَ إِلَهَيْنِ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. This will be when after the judgment has started. But this is what, before the judgment, he will not mention anything. Right? Before the judgment, he will not mention anything. And then from there they will go to what? They will go to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he will go and then prostrate, and then the reckoning, he will intercede. So this is what scholars call the greatest intercession. So he will intercede before the judgment will start, right? And then everyone, we have to believe that everyone will be given his book. Some will be given their books to them on their right hand, and then some to their left hand, and some will also be given their book behind their back, right? So the believers will be given their books to their right hand, and then the disbelievers will be given their book to the left hand, and then some behind them, right? And then also we believe that our deeds will be weighed. Allah will weigh our deeds, right? As he said, الوزن يومئذ الحق فمن ثقلت موازينه فأولئك هم المفلحون. Right, that the scaling of deeds on that day is true, right? There's no doubt about that. So Allah will weigh our deeds, good deeds, and then and bad deeds. And then also we believe that we have to believe that on that day there's a sirat, a bridge, right? That bridge is on top of Jahannam, that all of us will cross, right? All of us will cross.
So is it true that if you are able to pass on the sirat, then you are going to?
Yeah, you are going to Jannah. Yeah, because it's on hell. When you cross it, where will you go? Jannah, right? But if you fail to cross, well, may Allah safeguard us. If a person fails to cross it,
Maybe if you don't want to cross.
No, you can't. Allah is saying, "Wa in minkum illa waridah." There's none of you except what he or she will cross that bridge. So it's not about choice. That day do you have choice?
But
No.
please, again, like there's some people saying that maybe like those who have in higher ranks in Iman,
Mm-hmm.
they will be like, Allah said, pass on the sirat and go to Jannah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you people, you already has that place.
Yes. So the pace in which people will cross the bridge will differ from to be based on on merit, based on our deeds, good deeds, and Iman, right? So the shuhada, the siddiqun, the muhsinin, they will cross on it like in a blink of an eye, right? Some their speed will be the speed of light, some the speed of horse, like that, and some also yeah.
And what of Muslim? Muslim.
Wallah, may Allah protect them. It's not a joke. It's a very serious issue. So we have to believe in the sirat, that everyone will cross the sirat. Everyone will cross it. And then also we believe also that there is Jannah, and then there's Nar also in existence, right? And we will see that on the day of Qiyamah, right? So we have to believe this is to believe in the last day, the Yawm al-Qiyamah. And then also أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر وأن تؤمن بالقدر خيره وشره. And to also believe in the predestination, the Qadar, right? Both the good and then the bad. So that's it. So now what is Qadar? Qadar has two elements. So the first one is the knowledge of Allah. The knowledge of Allah. And then the second one is Allah's will and then His power. So the knowledge of Allah, it means that there's nothing in this universe except Allah knows of it, right? So it means Allah has full knowledge of everything before it happens. This is it, right? So before the creation of the heavens and the earth and all that it entails, Allah knows what? Allah knows of it and knows, He know what? He know what will happen from the day of creation, from the day, before the creation of the heavens and the earth. Because the Prophet ﷺ informed us that the first thing Allah created was pen. So He commanded the pen to write everything that will happen from what? From the beginning to what? To the end, to the day of Qiyamah. So the pen wrote everything, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so where did the pen write? Yeah, in Lawh al-Mahfuz, right? In Lawh al-Mahfuz, in al-Kitab. So this pen wrote everything. So this, what is in the book is Qadar, meaning the knowledge of Allah. The knowledge of what? Of things before they happen. Right? The knowledge of things before they happen. So that's what? That's knowledge of Allah. That's Qadar. That's what? That's the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is written in what? In Lawh al-Mahfuz. That is what? That is the Qadar. So this is what? This is the first aspect. This is the first element of what? Of Qadar. So the first element of Qadar, we said it's what? Is the predestination, the what? The complete knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? And then this knowledge is what? Allah has written it in what? In Lawh al-Mahfuz. Okay? So Allah knows everything before what? Before it's okay. He knows everything before it happened. And then the second part of Qadar is what? Is the will and then the power of Allah. So whatever, so now Allah knows that Allah knows what will happen before it happens, right? And it will never happen without the will and the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if Allah don't will for something to happen, it will what? It will never happen, right? So He know that it will happen, and then this knowledge should be what? Should be accompanied with what? With the will of Allah and the power of Allah, right? So it means that if, let's say, Allah don't want something to happen, and some people want something to happen, Allah knows that it will not what? It will not happen. So whatever they try, with the knowledge of Allah that it will not happen, and His will for not to happen, and also His power that it will not happen, what will be the result? It will not what? It will not happen. Do you get it? So now this Qadar, that we know, we believe that Allah knows everything before it happened. So this is Qadar. Alright? And then also, there's something that we have to also understand. That is a free will. The free will. Right? This free will, many people think because Allah knows things before it happening. Allah has full knowledge of everything. Therefore, why do they have to do what they're supposed to do or what they are doing? Now, they know that, okay, Allah knows that I will pray or I will not pray. Okay? So why do I even pray? Or maybe they will say, okay, Allah knows that, okay, I will end up in hell or I will end up in Jannah. So why do I have to pray? Right? Yeah, so, but this is a lack of what? Understanding of Qadar. Right? Lack of understanding of Qadar. We said Qadar is what? Is knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Okay. Allah knows that you what? You pray, yes. He know that you pray. Because he what? He control and has power over everything, and because He's all knowing. So He know that you what? You will definitely pray. He know that you pray. But you have your what? Your will, your choice to pray or not to pray. Do you get it? So the knowledge in Lawh al-Mahfuz that you pray is not what is making you pray. No. It's from what? Your free will and choice. Do you get it? So to say that Allah knows that I'm a Muslim, that's why I'm a Muslim. No. You chose to be a Muslim, that's why you're a Muslim. Yeah, of course, it's Allah who give what? Who blesses with the Hidayah. But you also have what? You also have something to do. You have what? You have your choice, you have a free will. Now we are here learning, right? There are people outside, they know that we are here. but they've not what? They've not joined us. Why? It's their choice. And Allah knows that they will not join us. And you decided to come, right? Allah knows that you what? You will come.
It's not too connected. Separate them altogether. If you look at both the knowledge of Allah and our choice, it's not too connected. Like, since Allah knows you have to. I don't know how to say it. I cannot explain it.
Yeah, so
I mean, what is trying?
And I mean, the Qadar to like on this like for me, I'm having some little issue, but like it's not like maybe like sometimes I don't know.
you are refuting Qadar.
It's not like,
Yeah, I understand you are not refuting Qadar, but you have issue, right?
like because how you were saying under like nanny everything, they shouldn't pray. Like maybe I'll say, oh, I don't like maybe I'm not praying, and I'll be like, because I can see that it was Allah who made me, because everything that will happen to me is the will of Allah. And I said, oh, I won't pray. But if Allah say you will pray, definitely you will pray. But I can see that.
No, brother. See, you know, that's why I first mentioned that. I said Qadar has two levels. The first one is what the knowledge of Allah that He has commanded the pen to write, and that is in Lawh al-Mahfuz. So it means that Allah knows, Allah has knowledge of everything before it happened, right? Okay, and then the second level is what? All that He know that will happen won't happen except with what? With His will, and then His what? His permission and power, right? Okay, but this has nothing to do with our choices and free will. This has nothing to do with what? With that. Allah has created us and He has given us what? The freedom to what? To choose whether we will do something or not. He has given us that what? That choice and that power. So we have the choice, we have the power to what? To choose to do something or not to do. And then this has nothing to do with what? The knowledge of Allah. Allah knows because He's all-knowing. But that knowledge does not influence what? Our choices. So Allah won't hold us accountable on things that has nothing to do with our choices. We will be held accountable on what we do, on our actions. That's what we will be held accountable. But we will not be held accountable on the weather because we have no power over the weather. And then it's also what? Not our choice. We will not be held accountable on our complexion, our family background, all these. We have what? We have no choice in what? We have no choice in it. So we will not be held accountable on this. What will be held accountable is what? Is on our choices and our action. What did you do? What did you feel to do? This is what will be held accountable. So the knowledge of Allah and our actions and our choices, does not affect it in any way. Let me give you an example. Now, let's say that there's a teacher who has 40 students, and then he has been teaching them for some time, right? So these students, this teacher, can't he, let's say he wants to conduct an exam, right? Can't he predict those who will pass and those who will fail? He can predict, right? Why are you saying he can predict? And he knows their performance, right? He knows their performance and their capabilities. Okay. Now, let's say that before the teacher before he will conduct the exam, he predicted that based on his knowledge, on their performance, this student A, B, C, D, E will pass, and then the rest will fail. This is based on what? His knowledge, right? Based on his knowledge and observation. Okay. So he conducted the exam. And then those he predicted will pass, they passed. And those he predicted will fail, they what? They failed. So those who failed or those who passed, is it logical to say that they passed because the teacher predicted that they will pass?
No.
And those who failed, is it logical Is it acceptable to say because the teacher predicted they will fail, that's why they fail? No. It's based on what? It's what he predicted based on what? His observation, right? Based on his observation. Because he has been being with them for a long time, and then he know their performance and, right, capability. So he predicted. Well, this not exactly, but just to give you an idea of how it is. So it's the knowledge, the prediction of the teacher. Let's take it as what? As the knowledge of Allah. Allah knows of it. Of course, this is not prediction. He knows, right? And then their performance. So now, what made those who passed the exam? Those who passed the exam. Why did they pass? They studied and then, right? So now, does the prediction has connection with their choice of, hard work? They worked hard, right? They revised, they memorized what they're supposed to, and then they made it in the exam, right? So all these, the hard work, the revision and everything is based on what? Their personal choices, their choices, right? Same as what? A servant. Whatever you do is based on what? Based on your choice. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of Allah. That knowledge, yes, Allah has it, right? But it has on what? So we have our free will to do whatever we want, right? So now, if you want, you can recite Quran from morning to evening. Many people know that, yes, this thing is good, right? This particular act is good, but they don't do it. It's based on what? Is it based on Allah's knowledge or based on their choice? Their choice. It's based on their choice. So Allah will not hold us accountable based on what? His knowledge. He will hold us accountable on what? On our actions. Because our action is what? Based on our what? Our choice. That's why he said, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. For those who believe in Allah and then pay or give charity and believe in the last day, what will happen? Allah will ease goodness for them. And then those who disbelieve and then deny the last day and they not also give charity, Allah will what? Allah will make evilness easy for them. So Allah will help those who choose the right path. He will make their choices easy for them. And then those who choose the evil path, Allah will also make that path easy for them. So it's based on what? It's based on choices. And it has nothing to do with the free will, the Qadar, the knowledge of Allah. Is it clear? Okay. So now, I hope we are done with Qadar, right? Okay. Any question? Okay. Now, let's move on to قال فأخبرنا عن الإحسان.
What's the difference between Qadar and Jarabta?
Okay. Qadar and Jarabta. Okay. Do you know what Jarabta is? You don't know. Okay. Qadar is so he's asking what is the connection between Qadar that we just explained and then the test of Allah, the trial. Because Allah said, لَتُبْلَؤُنَّ فِي أَمْوَالِكُمْ وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ. You will surely be tested, right? From different, in different ways, And Allah said, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. So Allah will test us in what? In our health, in our soul, meaning by taking the soul of our loved ones, and also in our wealth as well, and in our businesses. So from all these areas, Allah will test us. So now, what does this test and then trial has to do with Qadar? Is there any relation? Is there any link between them? This is a question. Is the question clear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, of course. This It has a relation with what? With the knowledge of Allah, right? So, but there are certain tests that we have hand in it, and there are certain tests too that we don't have hand in it, right? Okay, let's start with the test that we have no hand in it. Like, let's say for a person to lose his mother or father, right? So this is a test, right? It's a test, it's a trial. And then but this, we don't have we don't have hand in it, we have no control over it, right? Allah has given the parents their number of years, and then that years is due, so they have to go. So this, we have no hand in it, but it's a trial to us, right? So Allah knows of that already. Okay, so with this, when we are patient, what will happen? We'll be rewarded for that patience. You get it? With this, we have no hand in it. Okay. And also, there are trials that we have hand in it, right? And then, let's say that a person is driving, right? And he don't follow the rules, right? The signs, the rule where he has to slow down, he will be on the top speed, and then where he has to stop, he don't stop, and all that. And then he end up on in an accident. Now, do we say that this is Qadar, or this is his negligence? It's what? Yeah, this, of course, Allah knows of it. This, we don't deny that. Allah knows of it. But this, you don't say it's Qadar. Right? Of course it's Qadar, but you have hand in it. Right? So Allah knows that, yes, this accident will happen, but it will be what? Out of what? The driver's negligence. You get it? So there are certain things you can what? We can change it, or we can do something about it. You understand? There are certain things we can do. We can do what? We can do something about it. And there are certain things too we can what? There's nothing that we can do. Have I answered the question? Okay.
Like, can it happen, like the example you gave, let's say the guy who was driving, the driver who was driving, and let's say Allah knows that the accident will happen, right? But it will be based on his negligence. Right? Let's say the driver wasn't negligent. I mean, how does that form the equation? How does that work out? Because Allah's knowledge is, we don't know Allah's knowledge, but let's say it was just like he will be negligent in his actions and everything, that he will end up in an accident. And here's the case, he's not. Will he still end up in an accident? I mean, the equation, one of the equation is not adding to give the answer, but the other side of the equation is that he will end up in the accident. I mean, that's the end result. Sorry. But the equation is that he will neglect certain things in the road signs and everything.
So here.
When I say something like example, like as with driving, he's very careful with everything. Yes. Maybe a different car.
Yes.
Maybe like he's not really that.
Yes, the car came and then hit him.
Yeah, but the whole equation is that accident is going to happen based on the driver's negligence.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the case: the driver is not negligent.
Okay.
He's driving. He's very careful. He's observing all the rules and everything. I mean.
So okay. Yeah. Now what do you do? Huh? Now there are two things here. There are things when it happens, you become patient and pray to Allah, and then get the reward of that trial. And there are certain things you have to correct them. You don't have to say, oh, this is Qadar, and then that's all. No. For instance, if the accident happened from someone's negligence, then he can say what? This is Qadar. Because he, as a driver, he was careful, driving very well, observing the rules, and and then someone came from behind to hit him, and then the accident happened. In this case, this is Qadar. Yeah, this is Qadar, he has no hand in it, and then if he's patient, he will get the reward. But if it happened out of his negligence, of course it's Qadar, but he can't be patient and get the reward from this negligence. You get it? And with that, you have to correct that.
Okay, so
You get it? So now let's example. You have interview, right? In an interview at all, you have interview to attend. And then the appointment is at 8 a.m., right? And you slept at 2 a.m. And then because you did not get enough sleep, you were not able to what? To get to the appointment on time, right? And then due to your lateness, you were not able to be admitted or accepted to the interview. So you missed it. So here, will you say that this is Qadar? Will you, relate this to Qadar?
No, of course Allah knows.
You have hand in it.
You could have come earlier.
Yeah, you could have come in.
earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait. And then the second, also another, and then this, you have interview at 8. You prepared very well on your way, and then it started raining. So and then it rained for so long. You were not able to what? You were not able to arrive on time due to the rain. This is what? This is Qadar. Because this has what? This thing that happened, the rain, it's beyond your control. This is Qadar. You know that, Allah did not meant it for you. But in the first scenario, you don't blame Allah, you blame yourself for not sleeping early and for not making it. You get it? Okay.
Okay, let's take these two scenarios. Right. See, the first one, he has hand in it. He could have slept early and wake up early and meet the interview. This one, he has no hand because it was raining.
Yeah, the second scenario. Okay.
Okay, now let's say the Qadr is that it will happen based on his choice to sleep early or not. Because if he had slept early, he would have been able to meet the interview. Yeah. But he didn't. Which means it's based on his actions.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but the end result is that he will not meet the interview because in both cases he didn't meet the interview.
Yeah.
He was late due to certain reasons.
Yes.
Fine, but what I'm trying to say is that one, it was based on his action. The other, it wasn't based on his action. So, but the Qadr is that it will be based on his actions. But in the second scenario, it wasn't on his actions, but still he missed the interview.
Yeah.
So now, one did you follow? Okay, the thing is, you missed the interview. Like that's the equal to the equation. That's the answer. You miss the interview. But what will happen leading to missing the interview is the problem, because the thing is, it has to be on his actions, based on his actions, that he will miss the interview, which is not sleeping early. But here's the case: he slept early.
And still missed the interview.
Still missed the interview because of the rain. So now this one, it didn't follow the other. The other part of the equation is not right. That it will be based on his action, but here it wasn't on his action because it rained. I mean the second scenario, right? But still he missed the interview.
Yes.
So now it's like one part of the equation is right, the other part is not.
Okay, brother. See, in the first scenario, you can't attribute it to Qadar because you are negligent. But the second one, you can attribute it to Qadar, right? You can't, because you've exhausted all your the options, and then still you were not able to you were not able to make it to the interview. You get it? So that's it. So with that, you will know that yes, Allah did not will that you attend the meeting or the interview. That's what happened, right? But with the first one, of course, you could You could sleep early and then make it to the interview, but you failed to do that. So the first one you can't attribute it to Qadar, but the second one you can You can attribute it to Qadar. You get it? And then he said,
free will is very, very important. The free will that we have is very, very important. Whatever you mentioned right now. It's our choice. Whatever we decide, that is what that's what ends up, whether it is the Qadar or it's not the Qadar.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah. So the free will is very important. Many people will think that since Allah knows, then why do I have to strive? Why have to? No, you have to. You have to. You know, Allah knows. Allah said, وَأَسِرُّوا قَوْلَكُمْ أَوْ جَهَرُوا بِهِ إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. I mean, speak loudly or conceal what is in you. Allah knows what is in the chest. So meaning Allah knows everything, right? Okay. But even with that, Allah said what? We should what? فَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. Right? So even though Allah knows what is in us, so it means that Allah knows what we need and what we want. Right? But even upon that, He asks us to what? To ask Him. He ordered us, He encouraged us to what? To supplicate and ask Him. Even though He knows what? He knows what we want. So here, He want you to strive. Right? Allah could just give us all that we want because He knows what we want. But He what? He encouraged you to what? To supplicate. So that we give you what you want. You get it? So it's based on what? It's based on our action, our free will and our choices. Everything. Live as if there's no Qadar. Strive your best. Do all that you have to do. Look at the story of Zulqarnain. Allah has given him everything. All the means to go anywhere that he wants. But what happened? He followed the means. And then he achieved what he wanted.
So who again?
Zulqarnain. You get it? So it's about the free will. Some people just, due to laziness and all that, they attribute everything to Qadar. Right? The person will be praying, he will not do anything, just be praying, and then say this Qadar did not happen, that's what Allah wants. No. That's not that, because you've done nothing about it, because you've not taken action. That's why it's not working. Right? So if you have an exam and you want to pass, what do? You prepare for it, right? You prepare for it, right? Yeah. But if you have an exam and you prepare for it and you supplicate and you go and you sit for the exam and pass, what will you say? Will you say this is Qadar? Or what will you say? And then in the second scenario, you have an exam, you did not prepare for it and you prayed and you failed. You did not prepare and you failed. Right? Yes. So how would you describe the second scenario? Is it Qadar or it's your laziness? It's your laziness. And the first one, you give praise to Allah for Allah helping you to pass. For the help of Allah that you passed. But you did something, of course. You also prepared for it. Right? So because as believers, if something good happened to you, you don't attribute it to yourself. You give the thanks to Allah. But if something evil happened to you, you check yourself and blame yourself. You understand? So everything bad that happened, when you investigate, you will see that here we have what? We have a contribution to it. Right? Okay. And then he said, قال صدقت قال فأخبرني عن الإحسان, and inform me about Ihsan. Tell me something about Ihsan. And he said, أن تعبد الله كأنك ترى فإن لم تكن ترى فإنه يراك. And he said, inform me about Ihsan, about goodness. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, قال أن تعبد الله, is to worship or to serve Allah as though you can see Him. It's to worship Allah as though you can see Him. So it means that this is called muraqabah. Whatever you are doing, it's a level of Iman. It's a level of consciousness. When you have it, everything that you are doing, you know for sure that Allah is watching over you. You have a feeling as if Allah is just before you, in front of you. So there are certain things you shy from it. You have what? You'll be shame. You will know what you will not want to see yourself doing it. Because you know Allah is watching over you. This muraqabah. It's a level of iman. So he's saying ihsan is what? To worship Allah as if Allah is what? As if you can see Allah. So let's say that you have people who respect you. People who hold you in high esteem. And you enter the mosque and they are there. You want to pray. How will you pray? How will you pray?
So if maybe you tell
No. How will you pray?
I mean, take your time, best pray.
Yes, you pray very well because they are looking at you and they respect you. You don't want them to say, oh, this man that we respect, look at the way he's praying. Right? So you pray very well because they are looking at you. So now, when you have the consciousness that Allah, the one you are praying to, is looking at you, how will you pray? You will perfect it. Right? Or you can see Allah, you what? You perfect it. Of course, and then they said, فَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ تَرَى. If though you can see Him, He can see you. Right? And we can't see Allah. But Allah what? Allah sees us. Right? Okay, so this is muraqabah, a level of what? A level of iman. Right? That you have the consciousness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking at you, is looking over you in all that you are doing. So what will you do? You'll be what? You'll be ashamed to see or for Allah to see you doing certain things. So you shy away from what? From doing it. So this is muraqabah. To be vigilant, to be conscious that Allah is what? Allah is looking over you, Allah is looking at you all the time. Right? And then he said, in this, he didn't say sadaqt, qala sadaqt. He said, qala fa'akhbirni an as-sa'a. And what? Inform me about what? The hour. The day of Qiyamah. Right? So the day of Qiyamah we've already explained it.
But why did he say so?
Allahu Akbar. So, and he said, قال فأخبرني عن الساعة. Inform me, tell me something about what? The hour. And he said, ما المسؤول عنها بأعلم من السائل. He's saying that the one questioned don't know much or don't know more than the questioner. Right? So meaning, he was asking the Prophet, when will the hour be? When is the hour? When is Qiyamah? And then no one knows of that.
But upon that, like the Prophet knew much more than them.
No. He's saying that both, the Prophet is saying, I'm the Prophet. And you are also what? You are Jibril. I don't know about the day of the day of Qiyamah more than yourself. Meaning all of us, we don't know. I don't know, you also don't know. I don't know better than you. I don't know better than you. So he said what? Mal mas'ul anha bi'alama min as-sa'il. So he said, قال فأخبرني عن أماراتها. Tell me something about its sign. قال فأخبرني عن أماراتها. And he said, قال أن تلد الأمة ربتها وأن ترى الحفاة العراة العالة رئاء الشاء يتطاولون في البنيان. And then he gave him what? Some signs to know that whenever they see the sign, they know that yes, this is the hour, the Qiyamah is what is close. So he said, أن تلد الأمة ربتها. When you see a slave girl giving birth to what? To her master. It means that a slave girl will give birth to her master. So that child is no longer a slave because it belongs to what? To her master. So he what? He will have a statue of what? Her master. Do you get it? So when a slave girl give birth to what? To a child. The child is not a slave anymore. The mother is a slave, but the father is not what? It's a free person, it's not a slave. And the child will also what? Won't be a slave.
But why this statement?
Yeah, so أن تلد الأمة ربتها. أن تلد الأمة ربتها. So it means that scholars have given different meaning to this hadith, different explanation to this part of the hadith. أن تلد الأمة ربتها. So it means that when a slave girl give birth to a child, the child, if the child belongs to the master, then the child is also what? As a master. You get it? Because now, if the master die now, she, the slave girl, will be part of what? The inheritance of what? Of the child. You get it? So you what? You own the mother. That's what it means.
But in Islam, if maybe you're having a slave, then you can't marry her. Or
no, you can marry her. Why can't you marry her? You can marry her. Why can't you? You can marry her. You can free her, then marry her. Yeah. So now, أن تلد الأمة ربتها. This is one of the meaning. And the second meaning could be that some of them said when it will get to a time where slave masters will be selling the mother of what? Of their children, right? Let's say a slave girl has given birth, then they will sell the mother, right? Then someone else will go and buy the mother, and then someone else will go and buy the mother, till the child grow and then also see the mother and buy her. Then he will buy her without knowing that she is what? His mother. And then this has happened some time ago. Yeah. Okay. So
the time of the Prophet.
No. After the Prophet. After the Prophet, not at the time of. Do you get it? So now, أن تلد الأمة ربتها. So now, when the child find the mother and then buy her as a slave without knowing that she is his mother, what will happen? She what? She'll be under his what? Under his control, right? So it will be as if what? She has given birth to what? To her master. Do you get it? Do you get it?
No.
Okay.
I have a question. So like this slavery, is he talking about the one that has already passed, or the one there's another one that will come?
No. This is the one that has already passed. Yeah.
So
This was in the past.
wow.
Yeah.
We're too close.
No, this was in the past. Now there's no slavery, and then Islam as Islam don't support slavery, as you know. That's why there's a lot of punishment. Many punishment, like the kafarat. You have to free a slave, right? Why? Because Islam is not in support of what is. It's not in support of slavery, but did not abolish slavery completely. Why? Because at that time, slaves, some don't have anything. They don't possess anything except a slave. So if you ask a person, if Islam abolishes, let's say, slavery completely, it will affect people economically, right? So it was what? It was done in what? In a gradual process.
But how does someone become a slave? I mean, how do they get slaves? Like what? Like the origin? How does someone become a slave? I don't even.
Yeah, there are different ways of. So let's say a captive from a war is considered a slave. Let's say there's a war between two countries, right? So if country A were able to conquer country B and then capture some of their soldiers, so the soldiers become what? Their slaves. So these slaves, they normally share it to the soldiers who participated in the battle. And then these soldiers can do whatever they want with the slaves. They can decide to keep them for them to serve the masters, or they sell them out and get money. So that's how it works. That's how it was. And then, yeah, so some also, like that. Some also, it's mostly from this, battle and all that, yeah. And okay, now, أن تلد الأمة ربتها وأن ترى الحفاة العراة. And when you see, so this is one of the signs, right? The signs of hour. When you see this, it's a sign that the hour is near. And also, when you see hufat, أن ترى الحفاة, when you see the barefooted, عراة, the naked, and then the destitute, the poor and the needy, competing in tall buildings, then it's also a sign of the hour. So here what it means is that you see villages coming to city without proper resources, right? They will come, some will come barefooted, they will not come completely naked, but they don't have enough to wear, right? And also they are poor, right? But within short time, they work in a city, make it and be competing in tall buildings. So you see it everywhere. It's even here. You see it everywhere. When you observe very well, you see that many people, the owners of many estates here, are newcomers. And when you investigate, when they came freshly in the city, they came as you see some of this description on them. You get it? So it's it's still happening. It's even, you can see it. It's something that is in existence. Okay, so if when you see this, it's a sign of It's a sign of an hour, the hour. And then, but that does not also mean constructing tall buildings is something bad. No, it's something good, but it becomes bad when there's there's competition. You get it? So, and then he said, فَانْطَلَقَ. Then the man left. After he asked the Prophet all these questions, then he left. فَانْطَلَقَ. That's Umar is saying, فَانْطَلَقَ. Then the man left. فَلَبِثْتُ مَلِيًّا. And I was there for some time. And then the Prophet said, Ya Umar, أتدري ما السائل? Oh Umar, do you know who the questioner was? And then Umar said, Allahu wa Rasuluhu a'lam. Allah and His Messenger know best. Right? Then the Prophet said, Innahu Jibril. That was Jibril. Angel Jibril. Innahu Jibril atakum yu'allimukum dinakum. That was Jibril. He came to to teach you your religion. Right? So in another narration he said, Innahu Jibril atakum yu'allimukum dinakum atakum yu'allimukum dinakum wa illam tas'alu. He came to teach you your religion even if you did not ask. Right? Because that time they were warned not to ask the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Yeah, they were warned not to ask the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So they will always be with the Prophet, waiting for Arab villagers to come to the Prophet and ask him so that they will benefit.
Why is that? Why?
Yeah, because before that prohibition, they used to ask the Prophet many questions. Okay, so at that time too, there were many things that was not legislated, and it was legislated and became difficult for some due to their questions. So they were prohibited. They were forbidden from asking unnecessary questions. Not every question, but unnecessary questions. So, and then due to that, they fear to ask the Prophet. So they will be with the Prophet without asking him anything, and they will be wishing that a Bedouin will come, an Arab villager will come, and then ask the Prophet. Then so that they will benefit from it. So that was how it was. Rawahu Muslim. It was narrated by Imam Muslim. Okay.
Was this a revelation?
No, this was not a revelation. So here, this man came to the Prophet in a form of what? Human.
No, I'm talking about the hadith.
Why?
I mean, the ayah that, the ruling that they shouldn't ask the Prophet.
Yeah. Surah Al-Ma'idah. لا تسألوا عن أشياء إن تبد لكم تسؤكم. Yeah. Right. Okay. Is it clear? Any question? Okay, let's pause here. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.